Hello guys and welcome to episode 1 of the 7 Days to Die survival guide. If you didn't catch episode 0, that's where I'll be explaining how this series is going to work and the seed for this random gen world. I go through more about how this will work and what's going to be happening and how it's basically all going to be formatted. Everything you need to know about the world and this series is in that, but if you just want the series, this is the episode. So we're here on a random gen map. We spawned fresh on a road at 7 AM on day 1. In case you missed that episode 0, I'm just going to give a quick rundown of the series, just in case someone skipped it, or you're just starting at episode 1. This is going to be a survival guide type series where I tutorialize a playthrough of 7 Days to Die. I hope to pack these episodes with as much information as I physically can. But of course, time is working against me. We're playing on Nomad difficulty on a 4000 by 4000 random gen world. Almost default settings, except I have mark airdrops on because it annoys me when I do not. So, with all that out of the way, if you enjoyed today's video, leave a like, but let's get started. So the first thing you'll want to know as a new player to 7 Days to Die is how do you move? Now obviously it's obvious how you move, it's W, A, S and D to move, but I like to cover that just in case this genuinely is someone's first game. The next control you'll want to know is how to move your camera. You do it with a mouse or your sticks on your controller. I'm not going to be providing controller button help because it's just too difficult for me to do. I assume if you're using a controller, it's actually pretty easy to figure out all the controls. There's only like 8 buttons on the whole thing, so I'll just leave that to you. Next thing you'll need to know is C taps the crouch. When you crouch, you sneak. That little bar on the left there with the eyeball is your sneak detection. When it reaches 100, things know you're there. If you press control, you'll toggle it instead. Moving around is obviously slower, but you're sneakier. The next thing you'll want to know is how to open your inventory. You do that pressing tab by default. I should note that all the controls I'm saying here are the default controls. If you've changed them, that's your problem and not mine. So this is the inventory screen. This is your actual inventory, the part where all your stuff is stored, but we haven't got anything yet, so I'll get onto that in a moment. Let's explain all the bars. There's a lot of bars here. So this blue bar on the bottom left here is your stamina. This controls your ability to jump, sprint and attack. If that hits 0 and you're surrounded by zombies, you're fecked. This one here is obviously your health. They've done a good job of actually showing you that. If that goes to 0, you die. Simple as that. This here is the environmental protection effect. You can come at the character screen here. Why am I playing this random ass character? Okay, next episode I'll be playing a normal character. I don't know why it's this default woman. Elemental protection is an effect you get up until level 6. Basically, the environmental heat and cold do not affect you. Also, there's no XP penalty on death. I'll probably explain that when I inevitably die in this series. Just as a quick disclaimer, this isn't permadeath. I'll die. It doesn't matter. This will probably go until Alpha 20 reaches stable. Well, once it's actually released, that is. So, where's the quest? That is weird. Wait. I haven't spawned in with anything. What? Oh, I've broken it. I have broken it. Oh, we're spawning back in. Oh, in the same place as well. Good. Don't crash. Don't crash. Don't you fucking do it. Here we go. And you have to accept that. And that. And then you actually get your quest in the top right. And you get your stuff in your hotbar from the start, but it must have just disappeared. On the plus side, I get that hour back that I lost, so we won't be too far behind. So, you'll see in the top right that we have a quest. That is the first of 8 mini quests that if you complete, you'll have completed the tutorial and you'll get 4 skill points. I'll explain those in a moment. So the first thing it tells you to do is gather plant fibers. Plant fibers are found from grass, primarily anyway. You can see you get 2 for every one of these you hit. You also get 2 XP. So, we've got enough. You see the quests updated there. We're being asked to craft the bedroll. So I'll explain crafting now. Press tab, you come into this crafting tab. Easy enough. Then on this bar here, you'll see lots of little tabs with lots of stuff that you can build. I'm not going to go through everything in here, I'm just going to do them as they come. So here's the bedroll. It takes 10 plant fibers. This is, if you've never played a survival game before, this is where you'll respawn if you die. It's the same in basically every survival game. I'm going to press favorite on the bedroll, and then if I filter by that, the only thing that comes up is the bedroll. Now, because I have a quest here that tells me to build one of these, I have this little yellow marker. For the most of the game, you will not see that, so don't get used to seeing it. So we want to press W or craft. I prefer to use hotkeys. You see it comes down here, you can craft 4 items at the same time in your inventory. You can also scrap 4 at the same time. It takes, oh pardon me, it takes 10 seconds to craft this. So now it's come into your inventory. You can see that you have however many this is. Bring it down to your hotbar. Your hotbar is where you can actually use things. You can see you start off with a bottle of water, a can of chili, a bandage. Do not waste that bandage, for the love of God. It's your lifeline at the start of the game. A torch, useless. A land claim block, far too advanced for this starting point. I'm just going to put that in there. And you get a little book that you can read here. It's basically some lore. I do not care. Nobody cares. This is a fucking random gen world anyway. It wouldn't be relevant. So we're going to scroll over to the bedroll, and you can see that we can now place it. You'll see a little beams in the corner there. That's to show the radius of the effects of the bedroll. The bedroll will prevent zombie spawning in this radius. I have a video on this channel explaining how that works, so watch it if you're interested. But if you don't care, this is the radius. It stops zombies spawning. I don't know if it works on Horde Nights, who knows. I'm not testing that, it'd be a pain in the arse. So yeah, once you're here, you can use the left mouse button to rotate, or you can press R. Other objects have more complex rotations sometimes. I'm getting so many journal entries, I'll explain that in a minute. If you want to place it though, you press right click. There you go. You'll now respawn here, but I don't want to respawn here, so I'm going to pick this back up and I'll place it down somewhere a bit more useful. So the next quest we have is craft a stone axe. We need plant fiber again. Grab some of that. Now we need wood. Much like in Minecraft, you're probably going to have to punch a tree, but if you find these little dead bushes, these are actually wood as well. You get one from that. Let me see if I can see another one of those, because I really hate punching the trees, it's a pain. It's worth noting, if you are going to punch a tree, it doesn't damage you like it would in, say, Ark Survival Evolved. It's just like Minecraft, you just punch the tree. No downside to it. Oof, that was a frame drop and a half, wasn't it? Okay, I don't see any more of those little bushes that are made of wood, so I'm just going to punch this tree. You can see that every resource has a health. Once the health goes down, you'll get a lump sum of the resource and it will break. Did I hear a zombie there, or was that me? Probably me. Next, we need to gather small stone. You can go punch those big boulders, but it's probably easier to do this. Just come over and press E. So now we have to craft a stone axe. Again, I'm going to favourite that. Press W. You can see this is a level. The levels in 7 Days to Die are a representative of the quality of the item. They have a maximum of 6, but you can only craft up to level 5. Level 6 has to be found, basically looted. So now we're being asked to make some clothing. So I'm going to get some more plant fiber again. There we go, get that stone as well. Come over here. Plant fiber pants, plant fiber shirt. When you get that, you have these options. You can wear it, you can modify it, you can scrap it, or you can drop it. Dropping it drops it. Simple as that. Scrapping it will turn it into a small amount of the material you use to make it. Modification is a bit more complicated. I'll explain that when I actually have a clothing mod. And wear will wear it. This is the cold resistance of this item. This is the heat resistance of this item. This is pretty bad, but it's the first thing you get. Same with this. We come over to the apparel tab again. No idea why I'm this random character. I have a dedicated character that I use for my videos. This random, I must have accidentally clicked on it. Anyway, yeah. So you can see we have lots and lots of apparel tabs. We have hats, we have eyewear, we have face wear, we have overcoats, we have armor, we have shirts, we have gloves, we have leg armor, we have legs, we have footwear. There is a lot of clothing options in 7 Days to Die. At least in this update. In future, that is going to be changed to a more simple system. So the next thing we need to do is make a weapon, and we need to gather wood for a club. So now that we have an axe, we can just come over to this tree. There we go. Don't need much for that at all. I'm going to favourite this just in case. There you go. Move these over here, just click them. If you want to push them into your main inventory, shift click, just like that. There you go. So, now we have a club. Clubs are used for killing things. I'll explain that when I find a zombie. We need a bit more wood to make a bow now. Scrap this all up. And then we need a bit more plant fibers. And the next thing we need is feathers for the arrows. Feathers are found in birds' nests, and birds' nests are lying on the floor in most of the biomes. I'm not sure if they spawn in the desert biome. I think that might be an exclusive feature of the desert biome, is that there's no birds' nests, but don't quote me on that because I'm not 100% sure. I don't spend much time in the desert. I'm just going to run around looking for bird's nest. Oh, what we got there was a snowberry. Snowberries are awful. They're used in nothing. They're just little things you can use to add one food. Ah, I forgot to explain this. This green bar right down here, really look at the bottom of the screen, look for my cursor. This is the food bar. You'll start to get negative effects as that goes down, like reduced stamina. This is the water bar, it's exactly the same. Pretty simple survival mechanic. I don't think I have to go into too much detail about that. There's more wood here. So I am going to just head northwest, I think. I've never played this map before, as I've said, so I don't know where I'm actually going. I'm just going to go northwest. One thing I should explain is you can loot things by pressing E on them. If you've never looted it before, it will say untouched. You'll get a small timer, boom, there you go, and you'll find things in them. This trash pile had 3 lockpicks. That's pretty fucking good. So let's keep moving. That's a rabbit. Sneak. There we go. That probably won't happen to you. I just got really lucky there because that rabbit was dumb. So if you want to collect meat, you should use a knife, but you won't have a knife until you've killed at least one animal to get a bone knife, so I'm just going to use my axe. You see, I'll get meat, bones, leather, XP. All good stuff. That isn't part of the... I just cannot seem to find a bird's nest. I know I've probably walked past about 8 of them, and there's going to be people in the comments like, oh, you walked past 7 here, 4 here. Oh, here we go, finally. We got 8 feathers, so it was worth the wait. One thing you should always do with bird's nests, by the way, is break them with an axe. You'll get a little bit extra feathers and plant fiber. These do respawn, so don't worry. I don't know if they respawn with loot respawn turned off. That's something you'll have to find out. Oh, 2 for 1. Wow, okay, that's a lot of feathers. Yeah, I don't know if these respawn with loot respawn turned off. You'll have to find that out for yourself. Right, so we need to make a bow. Simple as that. We can only make 1 arrow because I forgot to get more stone, so... Now, usually I would really advise not actually breaking these big boulders with your stone axe because it takes so long to get anything good from it, but I'm just doing it because I have a need for this much stone because I have a lot of feathers to make arrows, so I'm just going to break this first layer of the times. So with a wooden frame, you can place it like so. If it's white, you can place it, and I'll just do that as a demonstration there. You can pick it back up if it's not damaged. But only with the frames, not with full blocks. One thing you can do with this particular block is you can come to the shape menu by holding R and pulling up, and you can pick any of these shapes, but I'm just going to stick with this. You can also switch the rotation type. Simple rotation is just that. Advanced rotation, I realise I'm showing you this on a cube. It's not going to... Basically, advanced rotation will let you move it however you want, but this is a cube, so that's pointless. And on face would be relative to the face you're rotating, sorry. I never really use copy rotation. I've never seen it work properly, so I'm just not going to explain it because it's not helpful at all. So if you want to upgrade something, first of all, you need to have wood in your inventory, and I just used all mine, so I'm going to come up to the street. There we go. Come back down. You want to hold right click. There you go, that upgrades it. Now we need to make a campfire. I'm going to favourite that. Need 5 stone, craft that, 3 seconds, easy peasy. And I'm just going to place this. I wouldn't recommend actually making your base when this tells you to make your base, it's probably a bad idea. But yeah, there's the campfire. I will explain how... Oh, this is a fucking flavor text, no one cares. I'll explain how the campfire works when I actually get my real campfire, but just know it's for cooking things. Now that marker over there is telling me that there is a trader over there, but I think that's a trader as well. I might be mistaken, actually. Oh yeah, that's not a trader. What is that then? Interesting. Well, whatever that is, it looks like Trader Jen's, but it's not. So, oh, frame drop. Oh my god. Whoa. Okay. Chill game. So it looks like there's a lot of stuff to loot up there, but we have a quest to go to the trader 1.7 kilometers away. That's fucked. That's so far. But anyway, we completed that quest there. So we have been given 4 skill points. Welcome to the world of 7 Days to Die builds. There's a lot of perks. I mean a lot. Now there's no best build. If you're new to the game, I recommend you go for healing factor and go into strength perks like Skull Crusher, Sexual Tyrannosaurus, and Minor 69er. But I have a specialized build that I like to use. I like to go and get myself to 4 intellect and go for advanced engineering. I will then go for Tinkerer and then the 2 ranks of Grease Monkey to get a mini bike as quickly as possible, because this running shit is not for me. So here we have a zombie. It's daytime, so he will not run at me. You see, he shambles and he shambles. He has about 150 health, so it'll take a few hits to kill this guy. One important thing to note is headshots do work in this game. That has done extra damage. And he's not dead because you didn't get XP there. That's how you know if you've killed a zombie in this game. There we go. He hit me, but I killed him, so that's okay. We got 400 XP for killing him, and I was using headshots. One thing you should know, this click, which is the left mouse button, is a normal attack. It uses less stamina but does less damage. I recommend not ever using it and going for the power attack, which is the right click. It uses much more stamina, so you have to be very careful, but it does a lot more damage. And when you're doing headshots, it's much better damage for your stamina, if that makes sense. So here we have a POI, which is good. I'm going to search this spoiled trash real quick. And we have, I don't recognise this POI, but I'm sure it's not that complex. It is some kind of construction. Oh my god, frame rate, hello? Some kind of construction site with some building materials, which is going to be very fun to loot, because I need a lot of those. So in 7 Days to Die, you might be tempted to like break down the store and go get things. You can absolutely do that 100%, but 7 Days to Die's POIs are designed as levels, not as houses. That means that there's probably a way in, and there's probably a reason for it. Oh, that sounds like a lot of zombies. Hello? Sir? Oh, it's a biker. Bikers have head armor, by the way, that's why I'm annoyed at him. They also have a lot more health than the average zombie, so let's just fight these 2 absolute beefy boys. Off he goes. He's fallen down there. He's not dead, but that's a good start. Right. It's over, biker. I have the high ground. I don't have any stamina though. You really want to keep him at bay because he does a lot of damage with a hit. Definitely avoid him at night as well. Off he slides. Oh no, he stayed. Idiot. I hate the early game when you have absolutely no stamina. Come on, man, just die. Too fast for you. Come on, boy. Ah, he's got the high ground. Oh my god. This man is made of meat. Ah, finally he's dead. Right. Let's go deal with his friend, because he's breaking down the POI and I don't want to ruin it. The fuck has he managed that? Oh, has he come up here and fell in? Whoa. Yep, he has. Hello. He's got the high ground. Oh, fucking come on. Oh, I've angered him. So, when you piss off a zombie in 7 Days to Die, they sometimes increase their speed for a small amount of time. This is called enraging. It doesn't last that long on lower difficulties, and it's a lot less common. And he's dead, finally. Let's go loot this place then. So I'm going to come up here where he just was and see what's inside. There's probably no more zombies, or we would have heard them by now. So this is a working stiff sealed shipping container. That will contain decent loot. You have to break the outside first though. So you just want to break it like so. And then search it. These are better at higher levels, all loot is. So we got a better stone axe, that's good. I'll scrap the original. You do that by pressing S. And then I'm going to bring this over. And I'm going to repair this new one. You do that by pressing A. With primitive tools, you need like the basic material it's made out of, like stone. Later on, with guns and such, you will need a repair kit. I'll explain that later. This is a shovel. It's good at breaking dirt. Simple as that. Also, it's good for cement. And I'm going to break this cement because I'll need it later. I recommend getting all the palleted goods that you can find in 7 Days to Die because they are very, very efficient. Oh, there's another zombie in here. You probably don't do this if you're new to the game. I'm an idiot. He's a crawler, he can't run. And then this guy, slightly more health than average. 5 out of stamina. I don't know why those guys didn't wake up with all the commotion on the roof. Oh, I've angered him. Oh, I didn't mention this, did I? You can use shift to sprint, by the way. But I don't have any stamina, so I can't show you. Here's like empty can. I recommend with empty cans just scrapping them, you'll get a small amount of iron. Scrapping gives 75% of the materials you would get compared to when you smelt. Smelting is done with a forge, which I'll explain when I have a base. This is food. You can eat dog's food. Watch out for statistics like dysentery. This is completely fine to eat dog food, but if you find something like old sham... What are they called? Old sham sandwiches? They'll have a small dysentery multiplier, which will affect you negatively. I've never actually gotten dysentery, so I don't really know what it does. But just use that, eat it, job done. You'll get a can from eating canned goods, scrap that. And we found a pass and gas sealed shipping container. The one upstairs was a working stiff tools. Ha 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 ha. It gives you tools. This one will give you things related to vehicles like fuel, engines, tools again, because they're similar. And okay, here we go. Bicycle handlebars. Those are the handlebars for the bicycle. Unfortunately for me, I fucking despise the bicycle. So you see I just got this book here. This is Urban Combat Volume 6. Use the adrenaline rush of combat to energize your body. Armor doesn't slow you down when in combat. That's pretty good. So you want to go ahead and use this. But first, see this logo here? Lots of people ask about this every single day in the 7 Days to Die community. This logo looking like this means you have not read this book. If it is an open book, you have read it and you can safely do whatever you want with it. I'm going to read it and we will get the perk. If you come over to the skills screen here and come to Perk Books, you'll see there is a lot of them. They each have 7 ranks and they have a completion rank, which happens when you have all 7 books. We just got Urban Combat, probably one of the best books in the game. This rank we got here was Volume 6. Once we have all 7 volumes, we will have an effect here that comes up, which is Silencers have no damage penalty. That's pretty helpful, but we're a ways off of that. I don't think any of those are trapped, so yeah, we're just kind of stuck in here now. I'm going to collect this. And then I'm just going to bust my way out. Remember, glass is always easier to break than wood. This isn't glass, okay. Never mind, I'm talking shit because that's not actually glass. Don't eat glass. If you eat that, you'll get internal bleeding for a minute and you will probably die. So just get rid of that if you don't want to eat it. This is cobblestone. You'll need that to upgrade from wood to the next tier. Probably grab that when you see it. This is cement. That is used to make concrete, which is an upgrade from stone. I'll explain base building later. I'm just going to gather this all up and I'll probably fast forward it for you guys so you don't have to sit and watch this constantly. So yeah, you can see we're getting a really healthy amount of stone from doing this. This is taking about a minute in real time, and we've got just under 300 stone. That's pretty good compared with those. Hello there, there's a businessman. Compared to those stone ones, this big boulder here is more efficient than those small boulders, but those stone bricks are the most efficient way, without a doubt. You get 50 stone in 11. Thank you for being my volunteer, Mr. Businessman. Spears have no power attack, so you just have to do that. They don't do the best damage. You can see this one does 10 damage compared to the club's 13, but they are pretty stamina efficient, 17 there. But you can also throw them. Just remember to charge it and aim for the head. That is why I despise the spear. I prefer these. The sledgehammer. Absolutely outstanding weapon. Spears are for bitches. But they are pretty beginner friendly, so I would actually recommend them, but I hate them. Ooh, armor, right. So we found our first piece of armor here. We found scrap gloves. This is heavy armor. It has 8 points of heavy armor, 8 points of explosion resistance, I don't know what that means. I don't know what armor crit resist minus 5% means. That's really interesting. But this will increase the amount of stamina you use per second. I don't know why it says minus. That's probably just a quirk. Minus 6% mobility basically is your speed. So you're 6% slower. You're also 20% louder. That could be a problem if you're playing on really high difficulties or going for stealth, but I don't care right now. I'm just not going to put it on because it'll slow me down, but if I get into combat, I will put it on. This is a blunderbuss. It's basically the first gun you'll get access to, and this is Blunderbuss Ammo. The blunderbuss is governed by anything that affects shotguns. By the way, you press R, you'll... Hello there. Are you volunteering? Basically, press R, it'll reload, and then you want to point at something's face and just... There you go. Just like that. Great for when there's a lot of zombies coming at you and you need to kill one of them at least very quickly. Ah, we're encumbered. Basically, when your inventory goes into these slots here, these are the encumbrance slots. You have a maximum inventory capacity of all the way down here, but once you hit this part, you start to get slowed down. That can be turned into regular inventory with perks or status effects from drugs or armor mods called pocket mods. Those are my preferred way of doing it. I'm just going to be slowed down for now. I don't mind. I'd like to pick up as much things as I can because I want to sell them to the trader when we eventually arrive. I need to stop talking when I'm running, because if I'm talking it means it has to be in the video, because I'm probably saying something massively helpful because I'm just so smart and funny and amazing, but then it just makes like really unentertaining gameplay because I'm just running straight as the crow flies south to the trader, and there's nothing in the way because it's a random gen map. So I'm gonna shut up and just get to the next interesting part instead of waffling all my way there and making this video long. Okay, this looks like a decent little town. What am I seeing there? Is that Navisgain High School? Might be. Oh yeah, definitely. There's a high school. That's a pretty decent POI. Here is a construction site. I'm warning you about this specific POI because there is a bear in the basement and you don't want to fight him. Not early on. Probably going to build my base in that house. That looks like a pretty nice house, to be honest. Pretty cool looking. It's near some loot. Near a trader. Sounds good to me. We're going to go live in that house then. This is Trader Bob's. When you arrive at Trader, you want to... First of all, you want to come over to their vending machine and see if they have anything good to sell here, but you don't have any money yet, obviously, so we won't worry about that just yet. You want to loot their base, basically, because they don't care if you take absolutely everything they have. I'm going to put this bandana on because I need something for the face slot. If you come over here, you'll find a lot of these workbenches in... Is that a landmine? Okay, we got a landmine. I'll explain that at some point, but today is not. Oh, bicycle chassis schematic. Again, this game seems like it really wants me to make a bicycle. People who've been here for a while know I fucking hate the bicycle with a passion. The mini, like, for the win, don't even bother with the bicycle. It's just worthless. It still uses your stamina, so why would you ever use it? You want gasoline as your fuel source. Fuck the environment. Take that out of context, motherfuckers. These rented vending machines, they are way ahead of where we need to be right now, so I'm just not going to talk about them. We'll get there when we get there. It's Forge. Ah, Forge schematic. Wonderful. Ah, I should have kept that and sold it, actually. If you get a Forge schematic and you've already spec'd into advanced engineering, so you already know how to make a forge, just sell the schematic. It's probably better than the 50 XP. Bob's is one of the better POIs for this kind of thing. One of the better traders, sorry, because it has a lot of these storage containers which have stuff in them. And that seems to be it. There's some stuff in that building there, but it's not worth it, honestly. It's just a few trash bags. Let's go and visit the man, the myth, the legend, Trader Bob. Sup, Bob?
What can I get you today?
Now, in normal traders, you could reach those back there. Now, I can actually reach the gun safe. I can pick the lock on this by holding E and pressing pick lock. He doesn't give a fuck. The traders in this game aren't actually built to care if you steal shit or attack them. They don't care. They can't be killed. They have 10,000 health and 100% damage resistance. They do not give a fuck. Also, this mechanic never usually goes as smoothly. Usually your pick will break and it will reset the timer to a close extent nearby. There's a zombie back there. So if you attack something in the trader, this happens. Hear that? Yeah, crazy, I know. Oh, inventory bug. There we go. Nice. We didn't get much useful there, but better than nothing. So, I'm going to talk to Trader Bob here. You want to hit May I see your inventory, and you'll be presented with his inventory. Oddly enough. I'm going to filter it because it's way easier. So you can see the science tab here. Now Trader Bob here specialises in vehicle parts. That's why he has the mini bike chassis. Can I get that off him? I wonder. You want to sell him anything you don't want, which I am going to do now. I'm going to sell him those landmines. We can just make our own when we need them. Lowers armor rating. I don't care about that, to be honest. We're not going to face many armored zombies. I'm going to sell these bicycle handlebars because they're useless. Unless you want to make an auger, and we're way too early to do that, so yeah. I'm going to sell him these plastics. I'm going to sell him this lead. I want to sell him as much as possible because I want to have as much money as possible, as quickly as possible, so that we can get things like that mini bike chassis. If we come over to the mod screen, you can see there's lots of mods here. Lots and lots of shit to buy. This guy specialises in tools as well as vehicle parts. There's lots of good stuff. Most things are going to be overpriced to buy, but sometimes some things are just worth that price. If we come over to the, oh my god, if we come over to the secret stash, you'll get a separate inventory that can't be seen from everywhere else. This motherfucker is selling the, like, hardest vehicle in the game straight off the bat, but it does cost 60,000 dukes. So I'm not going to bother with that. You'll find a lot of these good books in here. You'll find a lot of recipes and mods. He's selling a pump action shotgun. God damn. Is he selling a gun? No, he's not. That's disappointing. Usually you can get a gun pretty quickly from the traders by buying one, if they have a level 1 gun. Our man here doesn't have one for sale, so we're probably not going to get one until I get enough for this shotgun. You can see here that he'll restock in day 4. What that means is everything in his inventory will reset. Also, traders have infinite money, so just sell them as much as you want, but they will only buy 3 stacks worth of things each trade cycle. That's this. So I'm going to get some money, and I'm going to buy this gun, hopefully before he restocks, because I really want a level 2 pump action shotgun. That will be pretty nice. But otherwise, yeah, we've got everything. Okay, I'm going to ask him if he has any jobs, and I'm going to ask for this buried supplied mission, which is pretty close.
I've got just you the man.
But I'm not going to do that until the morning, because I need somewhere to survive the night. And I've already picked my place of survival. It's going to be that house over there. Here's a map. You want to take these treasure maps, right? And you want to read them, but I wouldn't do them till later in the game because it usually spawns a decent amount of zombies and you get good loot, and you get better loot if you wait longer. So here we are, outside my new house. We're going to go in by this door. So here's some trash. If you stand on this, you make sound, by the way. So you can do this to make less sound. That apparently is quieter than just walking on it. We're gonna take out our boat. Ah, my leg's sprained. That is an injury. What that means is... Thanks for interrupting me with the loudest thing in the universe there, Mr. Bob. So, that is an injury. This particular injury cannot be fixed, so I just have to wait for the effect to go away. That'll happen in 9 minutes. My health is being reduced by 30 points. I probably want to avoid sprinting or even moving or jumping because it will cause damage to me while I have that effect. I'm going to continue looting until he breaks that door down because I would like the front door to be open anyway, so it'll be helpful to me. In 15 in-game minutes, it's going to be nighttime. What happens in nighttime is, oh my dear lord, Jesus Christ. Yeah, how's that fucking taste, dickhead? Get some. Yeah, fucker. So that was a dog. They're terrifying and they will kill the shit out of you in the early game. That's why I completely stopped talking. They're terrifying. But But yeah, it's going to be nighttime, and now you'll hear that effect. All the zombies are angry. So I'm just going to break this down. Yeah, if you're in a threatening situation like the one I was just in, building over things is a good idea. I actually did that in a weird way. I should have just put a block here, but this was in the way and I panicked. So I placed an entire house. I'm going to hit her once with this. Oh, okay, no I'm not. Going to get out my sledgehammer. Boom, just like that. That is a lot of zombies. I am concerned. I'm frightened and confused. I'm going to place my bedroll down, so now I'll respawn if I die, so it'll be fine. I'm going to take this opportunity to use my bandage. Oh dear lord. Come on, boys. Oh no, you don't. We're going to lock them in there now. With my bedroll. And I'm just going to sit and repair this. Until... Oh, that's going to turn it to stone. We don't want to actually turn that into stone. That'll be a pain to remove. So, just keep killing these guys. Just like that. I think they're both dead. So, I'm going to craft a door real quick. Because my front door is now open. Oh, that was fucking scary. Let's place that there, so that's fine. I'm going to clear out these blocks now. Ah, fuck. So, it's now nighttime. I'm going to cower inside my house. The episode is going to end once I've shown you the POI loot. So just bear with me for a few more seconds and I'll show you what you can get from this particular POI and where you get it from. So this is my bedroll. I'll respawn here. Maybe a bad room because that's kind of weak, but this is the reinforced chest. This comes at the bottom of most POIs. You'll get at least this. Sometimes you'll get a bigger chest. I'll show one of those later. This is a warning, by the way. This means there's probably a dog in the POI and you have to be fucking careful. I'm going to sneak because I don't want zombies attacking me right now. It's too early. So we got a level 2 stone sledgehammer. That's pretty good. I'm going to scrap the old one. We got some more shotgun ammo. We got some knuckle wraps. We got some blunderbuss ammo. We got some scrap leg armor that I'm going to sell. Some real bullets for real guns, but I don't have any. And we got this wood splitter mod. This does 15% more damage against wood. I'm going to put that on my axe. So we're going to press W to modify. You'll see I have one slot. The number of slots you have is dependent on the level. At level 6 you will have 4 slots and it goes up in that fashion. Also you can put a dye in here to change the colour, but I don't have any. So we're going to complete that. There we go. Our axe now does 15% more damage against wood. I'm going to come over to this pass and gas sealed shipping container. I'm going to break this down. What do we get? We got a bicycle chassis. We've had almost the entire bicycle at this point. That is just downright annoying. Well, that is going to do it for today, guys. This is probably going to be the end of today's episode. The next one will hopefully come out next week on Wednesday. I'm going to sneak, and I'm going to continue looting. Here's zombies outside. I'm going to continue looting this house, and I'm going to get set up for the start of the next day, which happens at 4 AM. I'll meet you guys then. You guys won't see the night, it'll just be me reinforcing this house and looting everything up, maybe getting some storage set up, probably dying in the night. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please subscribe, it helps out a ton. Also like the video if you enjoyed. I said that weird. But yeah, see ya.